Good afternoon. My name is Javier I'm a sophomore at Bodine High School and a concerned and active student in my community. Today I wanted to respond to a part of Imagine 2014 about Renaissance schools. It concerns me that this part of the plan would give up schools to outside providers. Let me tell you about my experiences as a public school student. In third grade, I was at Samuel B. Huey Elementary School. There were a lot of things wrong with the school. We didn't have enough textbooks for every student, and we didn't have enough books to take home. Over the years, the school added 6th, 7th, and 8th grade to the school, and classrooms became overcrowded. Overall, Huey got worse and worse. When I was in 7th grade, Huey got taken over by Edison. It was only a couple weeks before school started that me and my family found out that Huey was being taken over by an outside provider. Even at the age of 12, I was concerned about my school getting taken over by a private company. I thought that the school would get even worse. My suspicions were right. The only difference after Edison took over was that there was a slight increase in discipline of students. There were only fewer fights. Besides that, there were no improvements inside the classroom. We still didn't have a full class set of books. Just like before Edison took over, we had lots of different teachers within the same year. They were safe for a little while and then quit. And then, even after Edison took over, there wasn't much of a difference in my learning. Having an outside provider take over my school didn't change how much I learned. After I got out of Huey, I heard that we had been taken over by Edison because the school district claimed to not know how to run struggling neighborhood schools. When I started high school at Bodine last year, I realized that the district's claim couldn't be true. Bodine High School for International Affairs is one of the top-rated high schools in the district and the country. There are a lot of reasons why Bodine is as successful as it is. We have books to take home, most of the teachers are good, and the majority of them have been there for a while. Compared to Huey, we don't have teachers coming and going all the time. The district gives us relative freedom, books, and materials that we need to learn, and better teachers. Compared to other schools that are overcrowded, Bodine is relatively small. Because the school is relatively small, by the end of the first semester, I felt like I knew teachers and students more personally than I would have at Huey. Although it's one of the top rated, we also have the most students living in poverty of all the magnet schools in Philadelphia. Though it's racially diverse, it's mostly students of color. The fact that we're top rated shows that if you give the students what they need, instead of giving up on them, they will get high academic results. The achievement gap says that students of color are not getting the same test scores as whites. The only reason that is happening is that, in general, students of color aren't getting the same resources in their schools as white students. The reason I'm talking about this is because the schools that are being considered for becoming Renaissance schools have students that are mostly students of color and in poverty. On top of all that, the most recent study shows that schools that were taken over by Edison are actually farther behind other schools in the district now than they were before the takeover. As you're thinking about voting on this plan, Imagine 2014, think about my story. Think about how it's not effective to give schools to an outside provider. Think about how the simple act of giving schools what they need can greatly improve them, regardless of poverty or size. I'm actually to give the struggling schools what they need, and not to give them to outside providers. Thank you. That's right.